Hi, Fremont friends. I am here today to share with you some information and how to use Remind as an admin. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to remind.com. You're going to click on Log In. When you get to this screen, you do not have to put in an email address or password. All you have to do is click on Log In with Google. And it will confirm or ask you which email you want to use. You're going to use your FPS mail, and it will log you in. As an admin, you can tell you have an admin account because you have a blue bar at the top that indicates that you are an admin. So if you click on a school over on the left, I have all the schools, but you will have your school. So we can get started pretending that we're going to send out an email to all Belfield students, staff, parents. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on messages. If we want to send a message to everyone in Belfield Elementary, we're going to click down here and we're going to type a message. Type a message. So if you're going to send this message out in English and in Spanish, you are limited to 600 characters for the total of the message. So you may have to send out 2 messages, one in English, one in Spanish, depending on the length of your message. If it's a short message, I would recommend putting both messages within the same message. So for example, I have type a message. I've highlighted it and copied it. The reason why I copied it is you will be able to see here in just a moment why that is. So if I click on translate, I'm going to choose the translation that I want to use. And here's the message. Now, because I copied that first set of words, what I can do is I can paste this at the top. So the English message is first, the second part is the Spanish translation. Okay, you can click on send or you can click on schedule. You can also upload a photo or a video. You can upload a file. You can just paste a link in there if you'd like to. So and it just knows that it's a link. You can add lots of things over here. So if I wanted to upload a photo or a video, I could choose that. I can click on open and it would include that video in there as well, or picture or video. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this because we don't want to send a message. Are you sure you want to discard this message? Discard. All right, let's say we wanted to target just the parents, not the students, not the staff. So if you go up here to the pencil, the blue button with the pencil, I can click on that and I can click on message. So because I have multiple schools and you will see something quite similar but yet different. If I wanted to send something just to the parents, I could click on everyone and then click on parents. And then, so because I have multiple schools, I could choose parents from multiple buildings. And then, so let's do that. Let's do parents from Claremar. And then I'm going to click on continue. So what this does is it gets me ready to create a message just to target the middle school parents and the Claremar parents. So I'm going to click on continue. Once again, you can type in your message, translate it into Arabic, and you can schedule or send your message. Okay, I'm going to click on back and I'm going to show you some other little tricks. Oftentimes I'll get replies from families asking me questions and that's great. So for example, this parent had texted or sent me a message through Remind, Deb Johnson. I do not know who Deb Johnson is, so it's very difficult for me to identify what parent this is. So what I would do is I would say, okay, this is Deb Johnson. So if I go up to people and I type in Johnson, here are the Johnsons in here. So I can click on Deb Johnson And then I can see, oh, that belongs to Allison. That is the parent of Allison. So that might be helpful for you when you can't figure out who the parent is. So you can also make calls to parents. So I can make a call, and what that is you can contact recipients who are accepting calls. Some parents choose to shut off the calls using Remind, and that's fine. But I can, so I can call Miss Muller. I can click on the um, the phone next to it, or I can type a name. We'll see if my name comes up. No, I didn't think so. Chris. Oh, here's Mr. Rosh. If I want to call him using Remind, I can just click on the telephone. And what the beauty of this is, it will not show up my cell phone number to Chris Rosh. Okay, so this is kind of a cushion between that helps protect your phone number. So if I called Chris Rosh right now, it might show up that it's a call from South Carolina or whatever the case might be. So I just want you to be aware that your phone number is protected when making a phone call. What's nice about making a phone call through Remind also is it allows you to take notes about what the phone call was about. Since I'm not able to actually call Chris, I'm not going to be able to share that, but just so you know, it is the capability. So these are all the calls that I've received using Remind. I've actually shut off some of my I've shut off my phone calls because I send district-wide messages, and a lot of families are Spanish speaking, and I'm not able to communicate with them. And so I just found that it's less frustrating for families and myself to shut that off. And I'll show you how that's done in just a little bit. So you want to see what classes are set up within Belfield Elementary. You can click on classes. And right now, here are the active classes and what date they were created. You can also see that there are 85 unclaimed classes. That just means the teacher hasn't logged in and claimed their classes, and that's okay. All right. So statistics, you can see in general how many messages were sent out over the course of the day or several days, who sent messages yesterday. You can hover over, and it's just nice to see it's being used. Down here is the number of users. 33% of the active users used the app last month. So we like people to use the app. Only there's a couple of reasons why. One, you can set your notification preferences, and two, families can translate messages. So if a message came out in English and they wanted Spanish, they can actually translate the message within the app using Remind. Don't worry about the sys sync. That just means that just gives me some errors based on what PowerSchool was talking to Clever to Remind. So that's what that's all about. All right, over in the top left-hand corner, it says, "Good afternoon, Ginger." I'm going to show you, if you go to account settings, you can change your name. This is the signature. So this is what others see when you send a message. So you can say Mr. Rosh or Miss Muller or Mr. Cudley, whatever you want to put in there. And it should automatically save for you. You can, if you've used Remind before, you might be able to remove yourself from different organizations based on if you need to remove yourself. So that's what that's all about. But if we go to the notification preferences, this is where all the stuff happens. So here's call preferences. I shut off receive calls through Remind, and so people can't call me through Remind. I've also added my cell phone number and that's where I receive messages. And I also have an Android. I have downloaded the app, so that's what that means. So I actually receive notifications 3 ways: one through my email, one through a text message, and another through my app. It's probably overkill, but that's how I operate. Okay. I don't think there's anything within widgets. Message history. This kind of tells, I can download my message history. If we have a problem with a parent, I can always export the message history. I think district admins also have this capability. So just so you know. Archive classes. Sometimes teachers get really freaked out, especially at the beginning of the year. It asks, when teachers log in for the first time this year, it's going to ask them to archive classes or ask them if they want to archive classes. That just means those are the classes from last year that were set up, or classes that they have personally set up and they no longer need. You cannot delete classes ever. You can only archive classes. Because if we deleted classes, that would mean that the communication would go away as well. So we are never going to archive classes. If if teachers want to reactivate those classes, they certainly can. They can find the class that they used, come over here and say unarchive, and then it will move that to the active classes and they can use it just like they always have. And then blocked users, I had a parent or student reply some inappropriate things, and so I blocked them. So this is getting you used to sending messages, kind of setting up the messages. If you need to send an urgent or emergency message, what that means is it will send a phone call if they are not able to get in touch with parents via text or email. So it sends out messages in every single way possible. We've never had to use that, so I can't tell you what will happen, but we have been told that if we need to send an urgent message, it will send a robocall. It is not a voice over call. So just so you know, it is a robocall. I've created some classes outside of Remind. They were not rostered. What this has done, so Mrs. Kostick wanted me to set up her guidance classes, and so I have done that. So I've created a Main Street staff in case we ever need to use it. But this is how Remind works, and if you have any questions, we should go ahead and ask Hope or I, and we'll be happy to help you at any time. Have a great day.